Hello, everyone, and thank you. But my only superpower is you.
Miraculous Ladybug has followed the same narrative pattern for 5 seasons. Ladybug and Cat Noir defeat the villain of the day while dealing with a subplot based on their personal lives. Some episodes develop the overarching plot, but as the series takes place over a few months, despite having 5 seasons and numerous specials, the format rarely strays. With such little time passing in the story, it makes sense that the heroes and villains wouldn't abandon the methods that work for them. However, with the Agreste Arc recently ending and Gabriel retiring as the series' main antagonist, now would be the perfect time for a time skip to propel Miraculous Ladybug into a new era, one where the characters and stories can reach new heights. In today's video, we're considering what should happen if a time skip occurred. With so many unique people in Miraculous's fictionalized Paris, there's no telling where the story could go, but all signs appear to be pointing up.
You're not punishing anyone, Wi-Fi. It's time to log you out. Not now that I've got satellite connection.
There are many positives to the series experiencing a time skip. Even a jump of just a few years could bring many new possibilities to the world of Miraculous, including new relationship dynamics, character motivations, and conflicts. The first thing we could see is how the main characters' personal lives have evolved. For example, at the end of Recreation, Miss Bustier announces a new school she orchestrated that will allow students to pursue their passions in an education-based environment. After a time skip, the main cast could be one step closer to achieving their dreams. Marinette could produce fashion shows, Alia could intern for the news, or Nathaniel and Mark could publish their first graphic novel. One character who could benefit the most from this change would be Adrien. In the later half of Season 5, Adrien finally breaks free from his father's control. He gains independence thanks to Natalie's influence and learns to be his own person. However, in the episode Confrontation, he fails to figure out his goals for the future. Adrien does not turn in Miss Bustier's assignment about his career goals with a plan in mind. Therefore, a time skip could introduce Adrien as a more confident character with new motivations to inspire him. Adrien abandoned modeling and multiplication, but he has a few options. He could pursue music with Kitty Section, follow in his mother's footsteps to become an actor, or put all his time and resources into protecting Paris.
Adrien, I love you.
This couldn't be any more magical, Marinette.
Adrien has established that no matter what he does, he wants to do it with Marinette at his side. Now that the pair have ended their slow burn romance and begun to date without reservations, a time skip could find the couple making up for lost time. Marinette and Adrien have plenty of dates, adventures, and Mandarin lessons to catch up on. They also aren't the only couple who could prosper after a time skip. By representation, Kagami and Felix appear to be in a dedicated relationship, and a glimpse into their future could find the pair in a new state of bliss. It's not often that Kagami or Felix let their guard down, and their partner could be what they needed to embrace their true selves. A few more fan-favorite couples who would become canon during a time skip included Julika with Rose and Nathaniel with Mark. Each pair has had hints placed throughout the series suggesting their potential relationship. The most recent example occurs between the latter when Marinette finds Nathaniel and Mark holding hands in representation. In addition to changes in their personal lives, most of Miraculous's main cast lead double lives as superheroes. Unfortunately, the French superhero team is so large that it would be impossible for every character to have the same development and screen time. A time skip could allow the team to grow and gain abilities already used by Ladybug and Cat Noir.
I'm granting you all the power to indefinitely use your powers. No more time limits. No transforming back. Unlimited number of use!
For example, the rest of the team could receive the recipe to create power-ups for their kwamis, learn how to connect with their ancestors like in Reunion, and resist transforming back as seen in Revolution. For Ladybug and Cat Noir, these additional abilities appear and feature in an individual episode. The same courtesy couldn't be extended to all their fellow heroes, so a jump through time could help even the amount of power they possess. The heroes aren't the only ones fans want to see in the future. The series' villains, be they new or old, could benefit from a time skip to set them up for the next story arc. At the end of Revolution, Andre sends Chloe away to live with her mother in New York. Chloe doesn't want to leave the only home she's ever known, and is devastated by this change. A time skip could reintroduce Chloe to the series after she lives a new life in a new city. And it could be that she learned her lesson and becomes Ladybug's ally once more. Another former villain, whose fate remains undetermined, is Natalie. In Confirmation, Natalie loses her battle with her terminal illness, failing to save herself after using the broken Peacock Miraculous. However, Gabriel appears to revive Natalie by using the Ladybug and Cat Miraculouses to trade his life for hers.
I will go to any length to end the reign of Ladybug and Cat Noir.
Good.
At the end of Recreation, Natalie lounges beside the pool as she watches over Adrien and his friends. She appears healthy and full of life, yet she could have many problems on her hands. For starters, she is likely the current legal guardian possessed by Adrien. Fans will want to know how she's handling the new responsibility, if she will tell the truth about Gabriel, and if she's experiencing any residual effects from the Peacock Miraculous. The series could change depending on these answers, as Natalie returning as a full-fledged hero or villain could change the narrative entirely. The final villain fans would do anything to see is Lila. At the end of Recreation, she manages to take the butterfly Miraculous before Marinette can retrieve it, making her just as powerful as Gabriel, if not more. The time skip could elevate Lila to a significant problem for Ladybug and Cat Noir. She would already know how to use her Miraculous, the many secrets harbored by Gabriel, and have new akumatized villains ready to replace the old ones from previous seasons. One of the biggest mysteries around the end of Season 5 is what Lila intends to do with the butterfly Miraculous. With it in her possession, she can make a personal army or bring Paris to its knees. The series has already alluded to Lila's potential and how she will impact Paris, but a time skip would be necessary to see these changes.
I look forward to seeing you again, Marinette Dupin Change.
In Time Tagger, the titular villain mentions that a new Hawkmoth takes over the butterfly Miraculous in pursuit of the ones belonging to Ladybug and Cat Noir. However, the Hawkmoth mentioned by Time Tagger exists in a timeline when Marinette, Adrien, and their friends are already adults. If a time skip were to occur with that much time between seasons 5 and 6, then a lot more ground would need to be covered. Where did Marinette and her friends go to school? Where do they work and live? Who are they in a relationship with? Do they have kids of their own? The larger the time skip, the more mundane and personal the questions needing answered become.
Glad to see you again, m'lady.
However, a more extensive time skip could be perfect for most long-term fans of Miraculous Ladybug. Since the series was initially targeted toward a younger demographic and premiered in 2015, many fans of the series have grown up alongside it. Some fans started the series as teenagers but now have families of their own, so the main characters experiencing their early adulthood could renew interest in the series for old and new fans. A final component of the series to explore after a time skip is the Kwamis. Before Recreation, when they were returned to their designated wielders, most of the Kwamis had spent centuries within the Miracle Box as time passed. Now that they have permanent wielders in the modern world, it would be interesting to see how some have changed. Kalki may have lost her medieval dialect, Sass may be more outgoing, and Dusu could enjoy the world without experiencing the illness caused by her broken Miraculous. After 5 seasons and a branching franchise, it's hard to imagine Miraculous Ladybug hasn't left every stone unturned. They've defeated supervillains, mind-controlled armies, and even an evil version of Santa Claus. The realm of possibilities in a series like Miraculous is vast, but even the best series can run out of material. Luckily, its revolving cast of characters, heroes, and villains leave the door open for many new possibilities, including a time skip that could reintroduce Ladybug and Cat Noir as a little older and wiser.
When Ladybug gave it to me, she told me how my father helped her to defeat Monarch at the cost of his life.
Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this video, be sure to hit that like button, subscribe to our channel, and turn on notifications to stay updated on our uploads.
Make sure that Adrien never knows about the villain that I was, but instead, that he remembers the times I tried to be a good father.